Hi everyone, Gillian here with another quick tasting video for my selection of favourites, and this time it is the Tio Diego Amontillado sherry from Valdespino. I absolutely love sherry. It's a fabulous, ingenious thing. It's absolutely fantastic, and the Tio Diego really epitomises for me everything that makes it so good. It's intense, it's complex. Every time you take a sip you get something interesting, something different, and it's also fantastically good value for money for the quality of the wine. It's just outstanding. So sherry, all dry sherries start off life as a base wine made from the Palomino Fino grape. If you want to make a Fino style, you fortify your base wine to about 15%, and it ages biologically under a layer of yeast called flor, and that gives you a pale wine with lots of really savoury saline flavours, yeastiness, notes of bread dough, lemon, almonds. If you want to make an oloroso, you fortify your base wine a bit more, up to 17.5%. It ages open to the influence of oxygen, so it darkens in colour and takes on lots of nutty flavours, dried fruits, caramel, toffee. Amontillado is an intermediate style between the two. Starts off life aging biologically, so it takes on some of those yeasty saline flavours, and then ages for a period oxidatively, so it's also got those nutty dried fruit flavours. And this one from Valdespino is pretty special. They're one of the oldest bodegas in Jerez, and the grapes for this particular sherry come from a single vineyard. It ages biologically for about 10 years, which is a lot longer than many other Amontillados, and it makes a transition over to oxidative aging sort of naturally on its own. As the flor dies off, the wine's gradually exposed to oxygen, and it gently evolves over to oxidative aging. In some other Amontillados, that transition is actually triggered by the winemaker, who will refortify the wine to that higher alcohol percentage. But in the Valdespino, it all happens naturally, and you end up with a wine that's got about 20 years average age, and the complexity is just wonderful. There's still those lovely saline, yeasty notes on the nose, that freshness, that little hint of sea breeze. But there's also a real depth of nuttiness, suggestion of caramel. And all those elements, you can pick out each individual flavour, but at the same time they all work together in this fantastic harmony. It's bone dry, it's fascinating, it's complex, it's just wonderful. If you already like sherry, you'll know what I'm going on about, and I think you'll absolutely love this. If you haven't tried sherry before, or if you're wondering what's all the fuss is about, this is a really lovely one to try. It's delicious. It's really worth giving it a go. Delicious aperitif. Have it on its own, or with some olives or charcuterie. But it will also work with the main course. The traditional guidance is, if it swims, Fino; if it flies, Amontillado; and if it walks around, oloroso. So you can try this with maybe some Spanish influenced chicken or lighter game birds, and it'll go down a treat. Salud!